Alright, so this is the Dieffenbachia that we will be repotting. This is my mother's Dieffenbachia that I brought back from her house. And as you can see, it needs to be repotted, mainly because the root is coming out of the pot. It's grown that much. And because it's leaning off to the side, I actually have this on a Cream of Nature box that some products came in. It just needs to be held upright, and I have these sticks that I'm going to put in there with some twine to make sure that it stays upright. And I'm going to be cutting this stem off because it's done-do. And the plant itself is doing fine. This is a new leaf and it looks great. And this is another new leaf that is about to sprout and open. So I'm very happy about that. So the plant is fine. It just needs to be repotted so it can do even better. Alright, and this is my Dieffenbachia. This came actually in an arrangement that I received after my mom died. And I don't, like, nothing's wrong with the soil. I think the soil mixture is fine. But I think the pot is the actual problem. I got this from Target and it does have a drainage hole, but I don't know. The pot I don't think is agreeing with the actual plant, because like 5 leaves have already turned yellow and fell off. This is turning yellow. It wasn't yellow at first, and the tips of a lot of the leaves are turning brown. They were already brown when I transferred it to this pot, but now they're turning brown again. Well, some of them, not all of them, but yeah, I think it's telling me that it needs to be repotted because, like I said, 5 leaves have already turned yellow and I cut them off, and this one looks like it's about to go down the same route. This is one of the plants that I replanted out of that same arrangement, and it's doing fine. Like, nothing's wrong with it. So yeah, so these 2 plants are being repotted. Okay, look at this. Oh my god. Just cannot get over how crazy this has grown. I didn't even realize that this stem was growing out the pot too. So this is just insane to me. All right, let's get started. So the bulk of my soil mixture is coconut coir. I got this off Amazon. I like using this because it holds moisture very well, and I prefer it over peat moss, to be honest. So it's very easy to use. You basically just take a brick and you put it in a bowl and you let water run over it, and it starts to expand. And when this was my very first time using it, and I just thought it was so cool. I had a ball making this mixture, but it's very, very easy to use. You just warm some warm water over it and it becomes like soil. So this is what I use for drainage: perlite and orchid bark. This is great if you overwater your plants because it helps to drain the pots very well. And for fertilizer, I use an organic fertilizer, which is worm castings. And this is the amount of each that I use for my soil mixture. I typically don't use that much bark, but I wanted to show you what it looks like. But again, these are great if you happen to overwater your plant. These are great things to add so you won't get root rot. To places we don't know. So I always use a small square of burlap fabric at the bottom of my pot so the soil will not fall out of the bottom. And also, if the plant does get root bound, the roots can grow through the burlap without damaging the roots. So that's why I always use burlap at the bottom of my pots before I put the soil in. So I fill the pot up with my soil mixture about to the halfway mark in the pot, and then I go ahead and take the plant out of the old pot and place it in the new one. People usually suggest watering your plants a few days before you repot because it's easier to take it out of the pot, but I didn't do that. I usually don't do that, but it wasn't that hard to take this out. I know it was so happy to be out of that small pot. But yeah, as you can see, it was very much root bound, and now it's time to put it in this new pot. Now I'm just going to go ahead and fill this all the way up to the top and make sure all the roots are covered. So because this one was leaning over, I'm just going to use these sticks and wrap twine around them so the plant can stay straight up because it needed a little bit of help with some support. So I'm just going to do the same thing with this one as well. This one was easier because I didn't have to use any support sticks. Yeah, it was just easier to repot this. Now, I will say I no longer use tap water to water these plants. I realized that's why I was getting the brown tips. These prefer distilled or filtered water. So I don't use tap water anymore. I think that they are much happier when you use distilled water. So this is what the plant looks like now, about 5 months later. They're now ready to be repot into bigger pots. And if you're interested in seeing what they will look like, make sure you stay tuned because I did film my repotting of the biggest one anyway. And you'll see that in a few days. Let me know below what your favorite soil mixture is. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.